Ta-da!
Well, hey, there we go. Kicked it off like we mean to go on. Welcome, everybody, to Sit, Talk, and Hobby, episode 142. Those who are new to this stream, essentially what we do is we sit here, we do some hobby. We encourage you to do exactly the same. Maybe have a beverage as well, and
Oh yes,
participate in our conversation.
we've matched up, Dom.
We're synced.
We're synced on the beer.
It's only taken so many years. So, yeah, essentially, Tom, what hobby are you doing? I saw you doing some painting a minute ago.
Yeah. I'm still working on the Terminators. I've got a bit further
Nice.
along with them. I didn't have a lot of time last week. I was just telling Dom, but trying to put a dent in them this week. So that is the plan, anyway. But to be fair, I'm fairly along with them. It's more doing. I'm doing the metal work at the moment. Is the current plan.
Well, Tom, from that quick glimpse, it actually looked like you were painting Black Legion.
Dom, I think you need to put your there you go. I think it
There
was
we go,
more that he
that's
needed to
better.
put his mic near his mouth, Captain Jack.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's help.
Better.
If not, I can turn him up. But
Boop,
just
boop, boop, boop. Be warned. The consequences of that. So are you painting Black Legion there, Tom?
Now look, come on. Now look, come on. Look, here's the most furthest along one.
Yeah, I mean, they've got bits of, is that gold on them?
It's currently gold, but it will be getting washed at some point. So with a rose gold finish. So
Nice.
this was my worry. I'm not going to lie. This is exactly. I was surprised you didn't mention it the other week when I showed you. I was like, he's going to say something about Black Legion. Like, they're not Black Legion.
I'm glad that my voice is in your head at all times, Tom.
And
He's gonna.
but yeah, obviously they will have white shoulder pads soon as well and things like that. So it will. I think it will take. It will change drastically as it finishes. I just want to say I didn't want to put silver in all the metal part. It just looks like, you know what I mean, when you do one color too much, it's like
Yeah, it can get a bit samey.
yeah. How about yourself though? What are you gluing there?
Well, Tom, I am gluing stuff today. What am I gluing? Good question. I am gluing. Got a pick now. I'm gluing Traitor Guard. Because I thought to myself, Tom, I had these sitting around for a while.
All right.
Hello, Vicky. And after I'm doing a big paint-a-thon to just constantly paint continuously.
Yes.
And I did think at some point I might get a bit bored of painting Chaos Space Marines. So I thought I'd chuck a few little things in to kind of spur me on. And the Traitor Guard kit is so cool. And so, yeah, I thought, oh, I might as well do them. They look quite fun. Let's paint them.
All right. Sounds like a good plan.
What are people in the stream working on?
Obviously, I've seen friendly Inquisitor sneak in, Captain Jack, and my wonderful wife Victoria. I am at work now, but I'm gonna have to figure out what to do later. Now that I've finished. Oh yeah, I saw you. To be fair, guys, some of you put some outstandingly good effort in this month, so well done for that. There's some good stuff floating through the Discord. I think we might even be one up on last month's one. I think there's 3 people this time. So I mean, I'm not saying anything, but come on.
Times. Come on, we can do it.
Yes, hello, Rosa. I hope you're doing well as well, my friends.
Absolutely. So yes, I'm making these Traitor Guard at the moment.
Oh, cool.
A bit different as well. I forget how tiny they are.
I think any Marine person who works solely with Marines on the whole, when you do pick up another like a smaller model based kit, I think there's a drastic difference you don't realise until you start doing it.
Yeah, you're completely right.
Because I remember doing it with my Guard regiment when I was doing it. I was just thinking, my God, how do people do this? Like from the whole. I mean, if I started, and that was my sole kind of thing, maybe. But I was like, oh wow, this is really. It's just they're tiny.
Absolutely. They're just teeny tiny and slightly fragile. I had that when I was painting the Sisters of Battle. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean they're not quite as bad, but they are on that level.
Mm.
I think they had a slight size increase, didn't they? Not a huge one.
Yeah, there was a slight difference.
But they didn't really lose that kind of fragile frames they have in comparison, I think, because they're a bit thinner.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in a different way, but I think they're equally weirder. Oh, come on
I
out.
think they're just, generally the sculpts now are absolutely amazing. The James Workshop come out with, it's like, oh,
You just
they're
said
just,
James Workshop.
yeah, I've watched too much of the media. Games Workshop.
I know what you meant. Don't worry.
James Workshop. I think just the scaling's really nice compared to where it was.
They can get away with a lot more at a smaller scale. That's the difference, I think. I mean, looking back on model development over the years in comparison to what we have nowadays, it is quite incredible. Woolslar saying here, I'm feeling slightly under the weather, so not doing anything. Fair enough, man. If we can help you get through an hour or so of your life feeling a little bit better, I call that a win for us. So
yeah, exactly. And you are a loyal subscriber.
yeah, you are one of the regulars on here, so it's always good to see your faces, guys.
We want to keep you alive as long as we possibly can.
Yes, so that eventually, when we are multi-millionaires from the subscriptions we're making, we can pay it back, right?
Yeah, exactly. We'll buy you a pool. That's the aim, isn't it?
By every subscriber, a swimming pool.
Yeah.
That's not binding, all right? No one. That was a very joke thing, all right? Before someone goes off and starts, getting lawyers involved, they said on their stream they were going to buy us all a swimming pool.
I mean, maybe we're messing with the wrong person called Rules Lawyer.
I know. That was the joke.
Yeah. Very clever.
Thank you.
So, Tom, what other hobby have you done this week?
I wish I could say I'd done some, mate, but if I'm totally honest, not an awful lot. I think the most hobby-related thing I can maybe tenuously link onto is that I bought Space Marine 2.
Oh, okay.
It's
got the word Space Marine.
Yeah, which is coming out next month. So that is the nearest. Now, as I was saying to you earlier, I had a very busy work week last week, so I didn't really get a lot of time to do. I was basically coming home and just going. I was going to sleep very early last week, so it was a very busy week, which didn't involve a lot of at least painting for me. And I haven't really bought anything to make recently because I swore I would finish these first before I bought any other models.
Yeah.
Which I know I'm taking a very long time on these, which is not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been 8 months, so you're almost there, really.
Look, 8 months? No, what you got these for birthday?
Oh, okay, sorry, 4 months.
Okay. Don't give me that bad credit. Jesus, dude.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, obviously, I haven't done much painting, so I can't really criticise. I can't remember the last thing I painted.
You put a lot of stuff together, though.
I have put a lot of stuff together.
I was going to say, you've got a lot of grey to sort out, so
we're
in different boats,
Yeah, there's going to be a continuous block of painting coming up, but at the moment, it's pure assembly work.
Yeah, because while Dom is doing what he's doing, I will be doing a similar thing, but I'll be doing finish a set of models and then get another set. That is going to be my current plan. The other reasons for this are because saving for a house. I didn't want to outlay a lot of money on models, so he says as he bought a computer game.
Yeah. Well, it's only £20, aren't they, computer games?
Yeah, only 20. Yeah. Only
nice
20.
Cheap.
Don't look how much that game costs.
Let's have a look.
Oh no! Watch this. I'm going to get absolutely rinsed now. Because he knows me.
Nah, you want to make irrational amounts on. Oh goodness, Tom.
In my defence, I haven't really bought any games for a while, so.
Well, I can understand. Your whole budget was in one game.
I know. Sorry. Catch up on some of the chat.
Hang on, what? The standard edition pre-order. Jeez, I'm glad I'm out of games.
Let's put it this way, Dom.
Extortionate.
Let's put it this way, Dom. I don't do it by standards, as you know that. So.
Jeez. Please say it's a standard one at least.
No. But it wasn't the highest one either.
Oh my gosh. Vicky, do you know how much he's spending on games?
She knows exactly how much she spent. She would spend the same amount on the game.
Gosh. Expensive time.
I have to get it cleared, man. It's in my budget. Honestly, it is. Seriously, it is.
Yeah, it's like the same budget as a US defense budget. Yeah, exactly. Oh.
She knows. I'm not. Yeah, has to sort of run it by. However, rules lawyer. I had a busy hobby week. On Thursday, I went to a pints, painting, and pizza night. That actually sounds really cool. At the local gaming store. On Friday, I had a Heresy League night, Dark Angels versus Spacefalls. And on Saturday, went to an old world tournament. And don't worry, I'm a criminal lawyer. I haven't done any contracts since law school. Excellent.
Nice.
Awesome. I'm looking to SM2. Cool. Or maybe we can add our friends on get friended up on Steam. We can maybe have a game. That would be cool. I have a few things on my workbench. I'm building and kit bashing a few converted command squads for my Heresy Dark Angels. The kind of units that you show off at events to the community. Nice.
That's good.
And friend neighbour says, I'm back. Had to get a clip of... All right, there we go.
Nice. Well, that sounds very good. You've been very busy, Rules Lawyer. Well done. That's good.
That is some solid hobby antics.
Yeah, very impressed. Let's stick this guy's arm on. Yep. A bit of a model just on fly. Where's that gone?
Oh no, you've done it. You've done the old special clip and
Oh
rip.
man, it's just flying off.
I think I showed you that meme the other week. The one where you're sitting there innocent at your desk, and you clip her model, it flies off, and in the background there's like the tiniest little hole going through the bottom of your carpet to the flat below, and somehow
it's gone through there.
It will find a way through it.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to look for that in a minute. That's a bit annoying. Wherever that's gone. Never mind. These things happen, don't they?
You don't need that bit.
What hobby did I get up to? Oh, I had a game of 40k.
You did.
I played against the Orky Boys. That was a lot of fun. In my previous game, against Space Wolves, my Dark Pacting was diabolical, Tom. Like every time I did a Dark Pact, someone died. However, my dear opponent Paul was playing Orcs and played the Dread Mob one, I think it is. I can't think what the formation is.
All right.
But essentially, he can do a similar thing, except for his weapons get hot.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of Orcs frizzling themselves to death. They were just literally like firing a squad of looters, and one would die. Fire that, and a couple would die. Fire that, and the kill cam would lose a couple of wounds. So I was like, oh my gosh.
So it kind of swings and roundabouts, and so it came back round.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like we haven't played a game for a very long time as well, by the way.
I was thinking that, Tom. I mean,
we really should sort something out soon. I know the last couple of weeks haven't been great, but we'll maybe once because I think we're doing Thursday, aren't we?
Yep, Thursday we are playing a game.
Admittedly, some smaller scale ones, but
yeah,
should be good fun. Maybe following week we'll try and do a normal game of 40k.
Yeah, that'd be quite nice. We could do maybe a stream game or something.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. It's been a little while. I've got everything sorted out, so I had a small issue with the streaming setup, guys, but nothing serious. It was just some software updates that decided to mess over how I'd set it up, basically. But that's all been resolved. So,
good. But yes, it would be a lot of fun to play a game, Tom.
Yes,
it's been a while since we've rolled some dice together.
I know. Such is life sometimes, sadly, but that's the way it rolls.
It is indeed. It gets in the way, doesn't it? Unfortunately, this life.
Admittedly, we have been doing a lot of other stuff actually together the last few weeks, so it's not like it's not been 40k.
Yes, that is true. We have been busy, which has been it's been good fun. But yes, I think maybe Black Templars versus
what do you want?
The old Word Bearers. Although I was looking at Guard the other day, so I'm quite tempted to crack out the old Guard.
Ooh,
and play
I could I could do Night Lords. Oh, Death Guard. I could whip the Death Guard out for a
Death
run.
Guard
That's
could be
been a little
fun.
while. Haven't tried them for a long time, to be honest. 'Cause I haven't really kind of felt the urge to play them. I do kind of want to. I'd have to see if I can match whatever points levels you can, because I know my Death Guard army is a bit. It's not like low on points, but it's kind of in that bracket where I haven't got a lot of choice to deviate too much from certain setups. So
Yep.
I do need to expand that army at some point. Stop it. Stop. No. Stop it. Finish. Don't keep the project. Keep the projects.
Yeah, exactly, Tom. Don't just sell everything. So yeah, no, I was tempted looking at my card. I was like, I'll give them a go. It's been a while, and especially the new kill team stuff with the new
The
Zions
drop
coming
troops,
out.
yeah,
Oh, they look good.
they do.
Yeah.
Odd enough, I think we were talking about that the other week. I swear we were talking about new guard regiments the other week, and how it was lacking a little bit. It was quite nice that came out shortly after that conversation, because it shows that it's on their mind at least. I know it didn't obviously listen to us and go, we're going to push it out, because that's obviously been in the works for a very long time. But it's nice to see that we are going to potentially get some more variation, and hopefully they'll show up in the codex.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping, that they get their own little data sheet in there for the 40k codex. Also, the Vespid I thought were really nice, a nice reimagining of a model which previously looked absolutely horrendous. So it's quite nice to get some dynamic-looking models instead of the shoddy stuff that's going on.
What's this here? Talking about hobbies and spending stupid amounts of money, I've got back into reenactment and made the mistake of going to Bosworth at the weekend. Bought all the last swords. I did see some of your. I think I saw some of your pictures actually, Captain Jack, and a very impressive sort of setup there. I think reenacting is something that I'd be interested in if I could potentially really want to do it, I suppose. But I don't know. It looks cool, but I think I like watching it rather than maybe partaking in it. And Mr. Lee, hello.
Hello.
Welcome along. Are you up to any hobby-related antics this evening yourself, sir?
He better be. He better be doing some hobby. Tom, what reenactment era would you go into if you had to do reenactment?
It would have to be medieval, mate.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love that kind of aesthetic. I think it's really cool. I wouldn't even necessarily want to be a knight on the front line. I mean, that would be really cool. But I think it's one of those areas that'd be quite cool. Where here's an example of how I'd like to see it happen. Say you we're doing like a weekend of it. You leave your phone at the desk and live like this for 2 days. I think that would be awesome, just for that aspect of it. That kind of the living in that way and cooking. All that kind of
immerse yourself completely.
Yeah, I think that would be a really cool experience, because I think sometimes I think technology gets in the way of that kind of connection to that style of life a little bit. We're all guilty of it. We all have our phones on us 24/7 nowadays. It's not really like it's not just phones. It's also just the ease of everything that we have. And we're very lucky. I'm not lying. I'm not knocking that at all. We're very lucky. But I think going back and experiencing that a little bit, I think is a bit of fun, and also a little bit kind of connects you a bit back to where we come from as well, which should be quite cool.
I think we just take everything for granted a lot more than we used to. So feel a bit more like take things a bit more, appreciate them a bit more than what we have done.
Yeah.
However, I do think that because we're in this part of the country, obviously there was a big famous battle that's not too far away.
Very true.
Where we live.
Yes.
So that would be quite apt.
Yeah. Honestly, I would take that as well. That would be a really cool time period to have a look at. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say there was a huge amount of technological advancements in between. But yeah, enough that they would be noticeable. But yeah, I think that I mean that would be pretty cool as well. I mean, obviously we do have that regular reenactment nearby, don't we? So, I think we had someone we knew. I think Dow used to do that as well, didn't he? He used to go off and do that a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how far he got into it.
I know he had he had a helmet and sword and stuff. So, but yeah, that's the starting point. I mean,
exactly.
And Mr. Lee says, no 40k hobby, no kids though. So tuning. Well, you can always watch with the kids. You know, we're
there's barely any swear
family
words.
friendly
Absolutely.
in this
Absolutely.
frickin' place. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, careful. That was close. Unbelievable.
And Captain
Very
Jack
good.
says it's glorious fun being on the field in armor, hacking and stabbing. See, the thing is, you probably watched some of obviously, I think a few years ago it became something that got reported on the medieval combat reenactments, where they actually have
Yeah.
the actual proper fighting and the
Yeah.
thing. I must admit that looked
Buffing each other up in the arenas.
yes, that looked really
Yeah.
fun. And I watched it must have been a few years ago now, but I watched a documentary on like a British team going out to the where was it? Was it Croatia?
Yeah, it
I
might be
think
the
it was I
well,
think they went out and but they were showing the whole getting geared up, getting fit enough to do it, and all this stuff. And they had
yeah.
and they'd bought this kind of, I suppose, this guy who had been doing it for a while to this team that hadn't really started up very long. And he was a good duelist kind of person, and he was
Mm,
fighting and he was doing the one-on-one combat section for them as well as the
yeah.
big arena battles. And he was sort of showing, you know, how brutal it was. And it literally, I think it was halfway through the filming, it cut to him sort of coming out with holding his hand. He said, "Yeah, I've broken my hand," and that was with the armor on. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it's like Jesus.
Well, you kind of there's that compromise. There's that melting point in the middle
Mm,
of what it probably was like, where you have the reenacting or they're all kind of dueling a little bit,
yeah,
and you watch that, and essentially what the plan is to barge them over,
yeah,
and then once you barge them over, the killing work happens
yes,
because they're then on their back, and you can find the weak point and hack, and there's probably that melting point between the two where you're like, oh, we'll do a bit of fancy sword play, but essentially, I want to get you on the ground so I can just
so I
murder
can
you.
knife you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly it.
because I
There's
think
no glory in this.
I think the film recently that showed that quite well was that Richard. No, was it Henry? Sorry, Henry
Yeah,
film.
yeah,
That
yeah,
that that was good. I mean, obviously, I know it wasn't the most realistic of films, as in like the whole thing, because a lot of people picked holes in it. But they did say that things like getting if you fall down as a knight, it's almost a death sentence basically, because you are going to get picked apart by people who can stick knives in joints or eye slits or
exactly.
things like that. And it's an interesting way to think about how combat has evolved over the years. Whereas now we try and do it as far away from the other person as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get close.
Yes.
Don't get close. Don't show the whites in your eyes.
No.
Literally, just
Yeah.
blast them from a distance.
Yeah, it's interesting, and now we're even using things like obviously drones as a good example. They're not even people from a long distance. They're now people removed, so they're now drones removed to people that are even further away. It's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll know it'll go a step further soon, where there'll be entities of some description fighting on behalf, which is just
Oh yeah, it'll just be AI
yeah.
flying the drones.
You'll set they'll set a program in the
I mean,
morning.
it all works out well, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
fall into what anyone's fears
We
are
go,
in the future.
hello, Skynet.
Yeah, exactly. It'll work out very well.
Um,
Gentlemen's war where we're not involved.
what's this? Mr. Lee says they hate you. They won't let me. They say your names are too short and similar. Well, we could start using our full names, Dom.
No.
No,
No, I refuse. We've come this far.
we've come
Tom,
this far now.
and,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give in to his little demands.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have children. He's just making
He's
it up.
lying. He's lying.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a phony.
speaking of the combat thing we were just talking about, this is a slightly weird tangent. I watched a film last night with Vicky called Operation Mincemeat.
All right.
I don't know if you've seen that one with that was the big deception.
Yeah.
When they were trying to get the Nazis to believe that they were attacking Greece and not Sicily, and it was I've sent it all around that. And that was quite interesting seeing warfare working that way and how they were, like trying to. I mean, you might watch it, Dom. I don't want to give away all the story, but you can look up it's a genuine actual mission.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
It was about planting a body in Spain with documents on
it.
it.
They had the documents and
yes.
they folded it, and then when they got the body back, they checked the documents.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and trying to make sure this person had a backstory and it was all believable. Yeah, and it was just espionage. That was very interesting. Colin Firth played a good part in that one. Though he was good in that. A couple of other Oh, Jonathan Isaacs was in there as well. Actually, he snuck in
Oh,
for a
really?
little. Yeah, yeah. And a
Good.
couple other. Oh, and Ian Ritter, bizarrely,
Hmm.
played a
Oh,
coroner.
wow. Nice. Very good. Very good. If I watch it, been watching The Gentleman.
Oh yeah, yeah. I haven't
On
caught up with that one.
Netflix. That is a very enjoyable
I've heard it
series.
is a good series. So
Mm. Yeah, that classic kind of Guy Ritchie kind of thing
I'll,
going on.
I'll have to wait for our Netflix series to, sorry, our Netflix subscription to rotate around because we're currently
Mm.
on Prime at the moment. So
Oh, lovely.
yeah,
Gentlemen, I think we need some more likes. It doesn't seem we've got many likes. That seems quite
yeah. And
bizarre.
Mr. Lee, you better have hit like.
Yeah, wow.
If it goes up now, I'm going to assume he hadn't.
He's still coming up with a backstory for his fake children.
Let's
So
make sure. Yeah, I mean, oh, he just went up. Clearly, he did.
yeah,
Yeah, look at him. He knows. He knows.
yeah, they're on to me.
The only difference between
They're
everyone
on
else
to
here, by the
me.
way, guys, is we can go and find him literally this evening if we want, and we can make him press the like button.
Yeah, press it. I don't want to press it.
I don't even like you guys.
Yeah, taking us to a new level. Just press the button.
And you can subscribe while you're at it.
Yeah, that's it. Enjoy it. Yeah, you like it, don't you?
Christ, that would be a really aggressive way to get subscribers, wouldn't it? Just go door to door.
I mean, it might work better, to be honest, Tom. Maybe we should try that.
Should we just? Well, maybe we could start knocking
trick
on
people
doors.
into it?
Let's go.
Trick 'em in.
Hi. Wonder if you'd have a moment to talk
You
about
heard
Black
about
Toe Studio.
the Warhammers.
Sorry, Captain Jack did send a little message there. He said at Bosworth they had a 3D printed skeleton of Richard III and did a talk about how he died. It was brutal. One of the wounds he had was a dagger jammed into his, I assume that's chin strap, chin strap, to remove his helm. Mm.
Nice. That's
Wow.
it's pretty. It is nasty.
Well,
Nasty.
I think that's one thing we're kind of removed from that, but it was pretty brutal going back that far because you had to put real effort into trying to kill someone, if that makes sense. You was,
Yeah.
you know,
Really work hard for
yeah.
it.
Well, you did. You wasn't something you sort of walked out and went. I mean, yeah, okay. There was probably some very trivial kind of killings down, but when you're in a fight, it was very much like you had to put some. Some effort behind what you were trying to do to make it happen because it's not the same as it is today where you pull a trigger. So don't worry, we're not going off to go and do any of this. We're just and then
Do what, Tom? When you said it was very easy to kill people. I'm not sure I'm cool with this. I just wanted to glue
I'll
little
be
models and
right
pieces of
back in a
paper.
moment.
Yeah.
You and your man cave, right?
Hello, Tom. However, let's bring it back to the Warhammer world of things. I saw a post on Instagram earlier. I'm going to find it now.
Ooh.
Lucky we don't follow too many people. Where is it? Da, 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 da. Okay, so this is from someone we follow, Andreas 40k.
Oh, okay.
The little blurb at the top. London-based miniature painter and Warhammer fan. Also one of the funding members of Warhammer Cages, whoever they are. There's a few people that also follow them. So he's got a few thousand subscribers.
Yeah.
And his stuff is really nice. Lots of really good chaos stuff in there, Space Marines, a bit of everything, but it's a nice selection. And he posted earlier. This is his little post. So after a long time of contemplating things, I've decided that I'm no longer continuing my wargaming journey.
Oh.
I thought it was only fair to let you guys know I honestly tried to keep loving it. But to be 100% honest, the competitive aspect of 40k completely overtaken this hobby. And that side of wargaming I have zero interest in. Months ago, I decided I'll carry on painting just for fun and collect minis, build armies. But then I came to realize that my inspiration was heavily relying on playing as well. So I stopped hobbying altogether. I owe a massive thank you to all of you who've been supporting me. Without the guys, I'd have written this post years ago, probably. Good side is that I finally picked up a hobby I'll always be interested in. PC game design. I'll leave my new Instagram, blah, 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 below. Again, a big thank you, lots of love. So I think it's interesting that obviously, like, we talk about it a lot on the channel about the competitive side of the game and like how we think maybe, it's a bit full on if you're not really into that side of things. So what he was obviously trying to do is move away from the gaming side and just embrace the hobby aspect of it.
Yes.
I would like to know, Tom, how much of the gaming aspect you put down to your love of the hobby? And how long do you think you could continue the hobby if you weren't going to play the game?
All right, let's put it this way. How often do I play?
Well, not much. Yeah.
I love the lore.
Yep.
I love the story. I love the miniatures, and I like the gaming. To me, it's not just a one-dimensional hobby. And
absolutely.
And as you know, over many years that we've been friends and we've done this stuff and things like that, we go for ebbs and flows. Sometimes we'll end up playing like week in, week out. Sometimes it drops. Yeah, sometimes we'll have I think the other year was a prime example. We went completely off the boil on the gaming side of things. Yeah, we played the odd game here with a friend or whatever, or we got together and played it just to sort of, keep the game part of it going. But I wouldn't say it was integral for me to keep collecting and enjoying the setting because I don't really feel it as a game. I feel like it's a universe that I'm interested in.
Yeah,
a fictional. I'm not crazy. A fictional universe that I'm interested in, and I like everything that goes around with it. Because I've gone through phases where I don't really feel like playing, but it doesn't stop me coming back to doing the other things that are around with that hobby. And ultimately, I think if you're pinning your entire enjoyment hobby on one aspect of it, I don't know. I feel like you're going to lose as soon as whatever you're playing with or whatever you're doing with goes to that point where it's not particularly fun to do. So I think you have to have that. I think to keep it all rounded, you have to have that backup of, oh well, I'm not really feeling playing my army right now, but I quite enjoyed painting them or reading up on even because the thing is, I think people sort of say it has to be about the playing of the game, but the thing is, just reading a book on it or listening to an audio book on it. I mean, Christ, we went through the whole Horus Heresy, and that was enough to keep me interested in this kind of, this part of the hobby and game. It's not just. Yeah. That's just personally to me. I don't really see it as a one point thing that I need to always be able to do. If I can't enjoy one aspect of it, I think there's other parts that keep you going.
Absolutely. I mean, the lore point of view is interesting. I mean, I love the narrative and the lore. But then again, I think what is more kind of telling is the hobby and collecting element. If you're not going to play, I think the lore you could dip it, like you said, you don't even have to be involved in the game whatsoever.
Exactly.
To enjoy the lore.
No, exactly.
Like you could play Space Marine. You can do that, and you can, it's part of the lore. That's
but I see playing the computer games as part of the hobby as well. Personally, yeah, it's a different aspect, but it's the same thing.
But I think the painting and the collecting of the hobby is an interesting one. Like for me, maybe the lore I would always love. The lore I love bits. The painting and the buying of the models, I would eventually lose steam if I wasn't going to play any games.
I do get that. It's like because you lose the kind of reason to get new models.
Yeah.
I think
Why you carry on doing it? Like,
unless you
why?
just
Why?
like the look of them on your shelf, and I respect that kind of angle.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things that I don't think I could put it down now
Mm. Right,
forever.
Tom, we're too far down the rabbit hole
Yeah.
to be putting it down. But yeah, no, it's an amazing hobby. But I do think it's interesting that people do seem to, and it's not just this person. There's other people in the past that are kind of like, the competitive side is slowly killing it. But like I said on last week's stream,
We didn't
I
stream
think I said
last week.
before, week
That's
before,
fine, mate.
sorry,
Don't worry. I'm just
on the
messing.
last
Yeah,
stream,
I'm just messing, mate. I'm
uh,
just messing.
yeah, I said about the bringing the game back to how it should be played, in my
Mhm.
opinion. And I think sometimes you've got to do it yourself. You
That
can't rely
well,
on Games Workshop to kind of drive it that way. You're going to got to find like-minded people and go, let's just play this. Let's make a story up. Let's have a bit of fun rather than feel that we have to buy the latest cards
mhm.
and we have to have the proper objective markers on the board and we have to use the latest FAQ or balanced data sheet. Let's just play the game. Let's literally
Yeah,
just get 2 codexes. We can make a mission up and we can just roll
yeah.
with it.
But and this is the other part of it because I don't. I mean, we play some competitive 40k games, but
Hmm.
not normally in the traditional sense where we're going 1v1. It's normally teams or 2v2 are probably our most popular event
Mm.
types at the moment because I think I get the more enjoyment out of that going down with a group of people or a friend to actually play together. I've always embraced the kind of cooperative element. In
Yeah.
my opinion, that's how I like. That's how I like to play. I'm not
Mm.
really. I mean, you know me. I'm not. I hate really the whole new interaction with someone and having to play a game with someone that I don't really know that well because it's not really me. I'm just not that. I'm not that kind of outgoing kind of person. Yeah. I need a wingman. To sort of.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But
Like,
that's me because that's a very personally to me because that's the way I am. And I like to be in a comfortable gaming environment where I can enjoy and control the kind of area we're playing in. And hence why, our pockets games are a really good example. I really enjoy them, and I love the build up to them as well. I think
yeah.
I do prefer the epic spectacle side of 40k rather than just
Hmm.
the I'm going to play a 2,000 point game with you.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that's just me. I prefer the because that's how when I close my eyes and think of 40k, I see two humongous armies facing off each other, not just a little flashpoint.
Yeah.
So I think it's another really good
Absolutely.
point to bring up. So that's just how my
Yeah. No,
brain sees it.
and I think, as you said as well, like you're not playing very often. You're embracing the hobby. You've got your collection, and for you, and tell me if I'm wrong, that when you do an event such as going to a one
Yeah.
in Bexhill or one in Eastbourne or one wherever, that is precious time for you because you spent so long doing it and you want
Yep.
to be as comfortable and enjoy it as much as you
Yes.
possibly can rather than just feel that you're compelled to do it because
Correct.
this is what the game should be.
That's precisely it. I don't like that whole. Yeah, this is the way we're playing it. This is the way it's going to be set. This is. I like rules, but I think there's certain things I want to enjoy it more than necessarily taking it that seriously.
Hmm.
And that's where I get. That's where I normally fall down when I'm playing in a competition because it's not really my bag, so to speak.
Yeah,
It's just but
not your
this is
forte.
no, it's not me. It's not
Yeah,
how I envisage the hobby being played, which is why I prefer the more. I'm not going to say gentler events, but the more kind of I suppose themed and more light-hearted events, which are a bit more kind of just enjoyable from that point of view. So
yeah.
personally, that's just me. I mean,
I
it's
think
not.
some of it is also, a lot of these events now are points driven as well, as in like
Mm.
your ITC points, etc. So
Yeah.
people are like, I need to get as many points as I can, blah 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 blah, which is fine. Like this hobby is so many different aspects. It's absolutely fine. That's how people want to play. I get it. It's really good fun. You can find your rating. You can try and do better. You can further yourself. Amazing stuff. But then I think also, like I said, if your hobby time is finite, you know that you want to be enjoying it, spending time with
Yes.
friends. So when you do a team event, at least
This is
You're
one
gonna know.
person there.
You're gonna notice if it's doubles. Hopefully, you know the person you teamed up with. If it's teams, you know it's probably
and
3 people. You know.
yeah, and also, it's admittedly, yeah, there are people that I meet when I do these things, and I do kind of go, oh, I wouldn't mind playing this more 40k with you or whatever like that. But it's
100%.
yeah, and that for me is that quite a good thing to have, because I don't really, I suppose I don't make friends very quickly in that way. So when I do make that kind of nice, cool little connection over a game, I'm like, oh, you're a cool guy. You're actually someone I could actually spend some time with and play some games and that kind of stuff. And I can because honestly, I've picked up quite a few over the years. It's not like I'm there's definitely lots of people I want to play 40k with. I don't necessarily play with them every week, but when I get back when they come back together for when we have a large game or a big event, it's like, oh yeah, guys, come on, yeah, this is cool. I remember this. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
So
I think it's like those things of like the older you get as well, the more like you can have friends you meet through work, school, through college, whatever. But when you have a hobby such as 40k or airsofting or whatever
it is, yeah,
you've got something in common with them, and you kind of go, oh, well, we got something in common to start with. We're not just going to be talking about work because no one really likes talking about work, and then we've got sometimes you don't have to befriend them. You can just have a game of 40k. And go,
no, honestly, that's the. I think
or you can go, like I said, this is my kind of person, and the amount of people that I now socialize with or talk with on a regular basis that I've met through this hobby is brilliant. Like I've got some good friends like Paul that I've played this week.
Well, we started a team basically, didn't we? That's the thing.
Yeah.
The team we play in has got 5 of us that play, kind of try and get team events going when we can, and we're all pretty cool with each other. So that's one of the biggest benefits I've had definitely in the last couple of years. Is one of those. That is one of them.
Yeah, it's one of the most friendly, laid-back teams you'd ever
It is,
see.
yeah, because
we're
we're all losing, but we're all happy about it.
We should rename ourselves the Wooden Spoon Collective.
Right,
Good evening, Dave.
I'm just going to quickly go through some of the chat because Rules Lawyer did put some stuff up while we're having that conversation, just so we don't miss any points here. So Rules Lawyer says, it is definitely a blend of factors. I tend to move around. You guys know I don't really like 10th edition 40k, so I play Horus Heresy and exactly. There's different aspects to it, exactly. The ability to create customized kit bash personalized armies is important to you. Also, don't let the perfect enemy of good. Don't sit around sulking that you aren't playing a great game and miss out on playing good games with your friends. Suboptimal is best. Again, this is exactly how we kind of think to a certain degree. We don't make ultra killer lists to play each other unless we both say to each other, let's try and make some nice lists. So when we go to the tournament in a few weeks' time, we're going to lose, but not as badly as we thought we might.
I think there's always something about peer pressure as well, Tom. I think peer pressure is like we don't talk about it enough, but like we've had it before, years before we started the channel, and our friend Daryl would bring his Wraith Knight to all our events and all our games, and we'd be like, look, Daryl's is ridiculous. It's ridiculously overpowered. He's like, no, it's not. And we did the video, didn't we? How do you kill a Wraith Knight? And we kept like adding more
7 knights.
Imperial Knights in. Yeah.
7 Imperial Knights at the time.
Peer pressure does work a lot to get through these things.
And then Rules says, last said the latest stuff should be opt-in. Campaign books and tournament packs should be opt-in. Basic game should be billed for casual. I get where you're coming from, and I think that's where it used to be. I think there used to be a much more less competitive focused drive for the game, 100%, because it did not used to be. Because there was books we used to get. Do you remember I've got some of the ones we had, like the Planetary Defense one.
Yeah.
And I think there was to be fair, I've seen the boarding action ones, and they look quite fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind buying into that, but it's just the. I think you can get the cardboard stuff. I'd rather get the cardboard stuff.
It's the problem. The buy-in is expensive, as usual. It's not like you can just nip out and go, oh, just get a boarding action board with all the walls and it's like, because it's not cheap. And the thing is, when you're playing it, you want to put your models in a decent environment. And you want to make it look good, because ultimately you're spending some time doing it. Why would you want to make it look crap? That's ultimately it. We're always fans of that. We like a good board, because it helps when you're playing on a good board. to actually enjoy the game more, in my opinion. That's another thing that's about tournaments is that the boards are so bland. You know, whenever normally they're so bland. I mean, we've had a couple where they've put a bit more effort in it. You know, when we ran our ones a few years back, we all our boards were different. That was one of the selling points. It wasn't. We didn't try and make them fair. We didn't try and make them balanced. It was just like,
I think
this is a themed
it's
terrain
weird,
area.
isn't it?
Yeah,
They all have to be symmetrical.
Yeah.
Where it's like in a draw. Like, who are you going to pick? What board side are you going to pick? It doesn't matter because you're both. It could be anywhere.
Well, that's why I find that initial roll off completely pointless.
Yeah.
You may as well go, I'm on this side of the board, you're on that side of the board. Let's flip a coin to see who won that roll.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But I quite like it where there's a difference on the board design. You can go, oh, cool. Right, well, I've got the more defensive area here. I'll be taking this area or whatever. But yeah, it's bizarre. But I like a thematic board is quite fun, especially when you go somewhere like Warhammer World and you go, oh, these are quite cool. Like, it's nice to have like the Hell's Reach ones and do something
but
different.
although again, it's quite interesting in that respect because obviously the last couple of times we noticed a massive trend in those boards disappearing. Because they used to have about half the hall filled with thematic boards.
Yeah.
And then the last couple of times we went, we noticed that they were being replaced with mat and place down stuff because they're trying to adopt that competitive layout for games, and they have to have the boards evenly matched on each side to make it fair on the players. Because ultimately, that's what the competitive scene is unfortunately about. Is they've got lots of 100% going through there. It's about having that balance to make sure that it's fair on the players. When actually, 40k should be fair.
It's a bizarre statement as well.
It's such
a dice-based.
It is.
Dice-based
It
game.
is.
And you amount of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you go. I don't think I've really finished many games. I'm going, oh, my dice were particularly even there. I didn't have overly too many ones or too many bad ones.
Exactly.
Just about right. It's a weird way of looking at it. But I mean, fundamentally, as a company, they want to be selling everything they possibly can.
Yeah. But I do agree with people that are saying it has geared more towards that competitive side, and I think it has left a little bit of the, I wouldn't even say narratively driven. I don't think that's right. I think it's more the thematic style of the game has been lost in a pursuit of trying to make a fair competitive environment for players to play in. Because ultimately, there's, if you're playing a game, I think there's something cool to be said that they've got this big fortress over here. I've got to take it. I'm in the open, but I'm going to give it a go. And I'm not going to get upset about it when I get completely pummeled because I'm playing a game. Mm-hmm. You know me. A lot of people who play me, I may get absolutely thumped sometimes. But if you put me in a situation where it's like one-sided, I don't complain because I see in my head, oh, I'm the underdog here. I've got to try and work a way to play this in a way that is fun, but also might be a challenge. That's how I see the game. I don't see it as that.
I mean, for me, I'd like to come up with a nice thematic game and have something that's going on with some form of like story. However, the problem is, Tom, when I'm doing this, I don't make it particularly even, and I normally paint myself into a corner where I'm like, right, you're the defender. You can have all this stuff. I'm the attacker, right? What looks more cool, right? A horde of cultists. Well, no, cultists won't go through a devastator squad. I'm just like, oh, I think it would just be cool if my guys do this, and I'm always on an uphill battle in my own scenarios.
A couple of notes. Oh, hi, by the way, Dave. So I think Dom did say hi earlier. I didn't catch that. I hope you're doing well, mate. And Jack says, for me, Warhammer has very much gone the way of FOMO culture. It reminds me of when I was working on indie films. Far too much focus went to the latest piece of gear. This is unfortunately slightly true. Admittedly, I suppose they've got to develop new models to keep the train going. But I get what you're saying. Pressure was if you didn't take X, you couldn't do. Yes, this is where the whole competitive side is, because they purposely build those models up to be better than the previous ones, so you kind of pushed into getting them if you want to play well in the competitive scene. But an example of the way I play, I mean, a couple of you guys are going to know who I'm going to be talking about here. Is I used to have someone that we used to play quite regularly with, and I would play the game in a certain way, and because I wasn't trying to win, they would actively be annoyed at me and try and change the way I played, saying I shouldn't do that, you should do this to try and win this, when all I was trying to do was the cool shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I was playing 40k in a mate's kitchen. So, that's what it was about for me. I came over once a week because that's the time we had, and I was just trying to enjoy myself.
Yeah. A bit of a giggle.
That's all it was about. I think it's just the nature of anything competitive. Yeah. That's fair. I mean, I just think there are other ways that 40k could be presented and played. They keep obviously building the whole the narrative style thing. Crusade, that's the one I was looking for, sorry, pardon me. But again, I think that's got a competitive nature on it as well, while you're trying to build this very thematic army, but also try and win with it so that you can get more gear and rewards inside your little book of rewards, if you see what I mean. That's also got a very competitive nature to it as well.
I think so it's hard because they do occasionally do something which is amazing, like Tempest of War, where you can have like this set of random missions and random object secondaries and stuff like that, which I think is fun, because otherwise you end up doing the same missions all the time.
Yes.
I quite like the random aspect of it, and it's not necessarily, I wouldn't say overly competitive. Everyone's got a competitive side to them.
Of course, even I do, bizarrely. It just depends.
Yeah,
it's whatever
you want to play your way, and if somehow you're playing it on hard mode in your head because you're like, cool, I'm going to do it this way because I like the idea of my Templars running through the middle on foot.
How many times I've done it?
Slashing people in combat.
How many times I've done
somehow,
it?
I will achieve victory.
Yeah.
And that's the way you want to play. Yeah. It's not saying you're not competitive. You are competitive.
But ultimately, Dom, in all seriousness,
want to still win.
If you turned around to me when we're playing a game together and you said, Tom, I really, really want to win this. You obviously, you said if you I can flip a switch in my head because I can change to that competitive nature. It's just it's not my natural format, but ultimately, I think being competitive is about being a little bit of an arse and being a bit of a stickler for the rules and how they're played out as well. I think because you had to really pay attention to what the other player's doing, and I've noticed that a lot of very good and competitive players tend to, I wouldn't say nitpick, but they're very careful with what the other player's doing, and they're very careful with how they place their models. It's a lot about movement and placement. And
I don't think it's necessarily nitpicking there.
No, it's sticking to that rule set in a very tight, non-loose way. Because when we play, we're a bit more kind of, I'm going to move this over here, and we might measure it and go, there we go. But then you see people that take it very seriously might measure it, check it, look it, turn it. I think there's different ways.
Different ways of looking at it. I think there's the formality of friendship though, where you are more flexible with your friends.
Of course.
And you can kind of go like, but if you're, let's say, going to an event or playing some random person down your hobby club, you still want to prove yourself to a degree to a random person. Otherwise, they'll think you're completely insane. Like just going, I'm just going to run with my Black Templars. I'm not going to fire any guns.
Well, don't. But I don't
just want to.
But I don't do that either when we're playing those games. I do have a certain. There's like a middle ground, I think, in that one. I think I think I am guilty that I could play more seriously, but that's not how I want to play a game.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm getting at. I don't want to take it that seriously that it's causing me stress. Because it's where I enjoy myself. And if I'm to think about something to the point where I'm going, I'm going to lose this if I do this way, or should I do this way? And you know what it is. The turns take longer. When you're playing a game against very competitive because the turn time goes up dramatically. You have there's a big turn timer on it, and it's more about the cogs turning, going off. And I think someone just pointed out chess there. It's fair, for example. It's not. There is a disparity between the two sides of that board as well. But yeah, that's just my take on it. That's all. So it's just, but yeah, if someone honestly wanted me to play competitively, I think I could. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it because it's not my natural state of mind.
Yeah.
I'm very competitive in other aspects of my life, but when I play a game, I'm playing a game.
Yeah.
And
I do feel there is
Half-Life.
always a level of competitivity. You're always going to be slightly competitive, Tom.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the way it is, but you just turn it up to a different degree,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
it's
depends
it's
how.
levels. There's levels.
Yeah, I just think there's
That's
so
what I'm trying
many
to. That's what I'm
small,
trying to say.
small details
It's
that we
levels.
kind of
Yeah,
ignore. Yeah, like it's not necessarily like you could turn it up or down. I just think generally, if we both said we're gonna be playing at competitive level 3, it's going to be a different level anyway.
of course.
People are completely different,
Yes,
but it also goes to the opponent. I think depending who you're playing against.
and unfortunately, some people are just very good.
Mm,
That's the other thing you
damn.
have to bear in mind.
Or very lucky, Tom.
I'm not lucky,
Yeah.
and I'm not good either.
Mm, luck's on your side more often than not, my
Number
friend.
six. Number six. Those weighted dice have paid their way over the last few years.
Yeah, they have.
Get another batch in. Sorry, let me catch up on these on there. Rules I was saying the bracket type tournament scene is C to me. I really like playing leagues with friends. See, I think leagues is a good answer to it as well. Actually, I think 'cause it does show kind of playing over a longer period of time, different games. Series of friendly games that take cumulative score and design. That's why I quite like campaign style games.
Yeah, I think campaigns that's got quite fun.
And Lee says, I always struggled with this when playing LAN games. If I wanted to, I could win, but I had to really focus. Most of the time, I was happy with my fishing village in the corner of the map. Yes, I even know the game that you're referring to.
Yeah,
I think that was Empire Earth. Um,
yeah.
I may have been more competitive while playing computer games, but I think Don was also equally as guilty as that back in the day. I think we both had a streak of playing strategy games at a very high level.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Cossacks.
Game.
It is. It is a game you need to play to win, but I play to make friends, not lose. Yeah, exactly. There's a level of competitiveness is appropriate, in my opinion. I think that's where I think. And I know I've played with people that take it too seriously, people that don't take it seriously enough, and people that I think are about at the same level that my expectations at. I suppose as well. I'd look at it.
Yeah, but I think Rules World's got it there. Best Sportsman Award should mean more to you than winning the tournament.
Yes. And ultimately, a lot of I think Warhammer World do that because that award I don't think you can actually get top spot without winning that award, can you? Because I think it's a tiebreaker, isn't it?
Yeah. I think Sportsman is such a key thing because it doesn't matter where you came in the tournament. It should be all about how you've kind of shown yourself.
Yeah.
Other people have enjoyed playing you, not just because they've, completely cleared you off the table, but because you've been you've had that social contract with someone that you're there for 2 hours against someone. You're going to have a great time playing against me. I'm going to be the best sportsman I possibly can be. It's even and as fair, as honest as I can. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what it should be.
Oh, but that's the most important bit to me, really. That's what it boils down to. I just want to have a good time, and sometimes who I'm playing with, the environment affect that greatly, and how we're playing that game. That's just it. So there's a limit to how I want to play a game and how it kind of rolls out. So it's just the way it rolls.
It's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
So there. Yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna beat you the next 40k game. I'm gonna enjoy it.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh at the end of it.
Goodness gracious, Tom. That very
have
nice.
You seen the trailer for the new animated 40k series coming to the Prime video? No, I have not seen it. I did see a advert for that trailer, I think, but I have not actually watched it yet. From the maker of Love, Death and Robots. I did hear they had the voice actor who does Lieutenant Titus in Space Marine actually voiceovering in that one, if I remember correctly.
Ooh, interesting.
So
time to buy some more shares in Games Workshop, I think, everybody.
Yeah, it's retirement plan. Just keep buying Games Workshop shares.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, keep promoting the juggernaut of Games Workshop.
Because obviously, I don't know. That's one. That's not the one that Henry Cavill's involved with, is it? I don't think.
Wouldn't have thought so.
Unless because they're still apparently they're still agreeing that one. That was still kind of bubbling away.
They want his face in it, don't they? They just his voice is something, but they want his face.
Hmm.
Big old selling point right there. But it does make you wonder about Games Workshop and the momentum that builds up behind their kind of constant releases.
Yeah.
It's not slowing down anymore. It's just constant.
I don't think it ever will until
No.
something happens where they lose a lot of money. It will keep going. That's it, because this is their tried and tested method. They've been doing this now. I mean, this has been going on for probably 10 years now, isn't it? Really, the relentlessness.
Yeah.
You know, I think the last time I can recall there was some big gaps in releases was kind of the 5th, 6th, 7th era, where everything kind of calmed down a little bit. And there was some gaps between main release and whereas now we're getting a whole new rule book every couple of years. I mean, about 3 years, I think it was, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
I think the last 5 years has been very rapid, very rapid.
There doesn't seem to be any stagnation, though, does there? Because the minute the last codex is out, or even before the last codex is out, people are, oh, well, it's a new rule set that's coming out.
Yes, then that's...
It's not... Yeah. So then, for instance, like with the Guard, all World Eaters previously, I'm like, why am I buying the codex then?
That is unfortunately...
yeah. Yeah, why am I going to bother?
Honestly, I think they should stop selling codexes, but that's personally me. I think they should sell lore books. And they should sell the data cards with the things on at a cheaper price for the rules. That's just, honestly, I find the whole codex as a way of actually running your army now quite obsolete because of the app and data cards. I bought the Space Marine codex. It's sat in a bag since I read the bits I was interested in because I don't need it. You know?
Did you see the Kill Team preview?
The new. No, I didn't see the full preview. No.
So basically, what they're saying is all the rules will be free.
Yes.
All the army rules will be free. But if you do want to buy cards, you could buy cards, but everything else will be on the app.
See, this is interesting because this is where I've always thought Games Workshop have been tripping up over the last few years. I think they've been wasting money printing all these books that no one actually really needs. If they give people the option to get it the way you're saying, there's going to be a lot more uptake for the game side of it. However, if they want, they can then give people options to buy books this is what I was saying about lore books. If they want to read a bit more about it, they can do that as potentially like a one-off run or a pre-order where they get the number of orders they need in, and that's what they print.
I don't think Kill Team's the right platform for that, but potentially, depending how well Kill Team does with the upsell of, like I said, free
the models. Yeah.
Models
the models will be the
game
thing
pace. It's going to be interesting. The missions will be quite good by the sound of it. But then, if that does well, it'd be interesting to see what they can do with.
However, I know it's not the right platform for it.
The lore and the background stuff wouldn't sell particularly well at Kill Team. However, if you did that in Warhammer 40,000,
that's what I was talking about. I don't. But for a rules testing point of view and how they're going to release that format, Kill Team's perfect for doing a test for how they're going to release those rules. And that's why I think this is what we will see once this. I think once this edition of Codexes is done. I suspect next release cycle there'll be something similar done for 40k, because I think they make more money on the models than they do on all the books. Honestly, I think they do. I think they will make more money if people have more money to spend on models. They can make more money.
Yeah, I mean, it depends, doesn't it? Really, I mean, when it comes to data cards, however much we kind of protest and go, "Oh, it's a waste of time," the amount of time we still buy them, it's crazy. And the codexes as well, because I think they've got us over a barrel when it comes to codexes.
I think if they keep the code in the back of the book, yes, because you need to buy the code to get the app code to make the app work.
Absolutely.
But if they make the unlock available on the app as a one-off mini cost, on top of your subscription to keep it and the updates, I could see there be an option there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't even be necessarily that upset about it because that's how I tend to play the game now. Anyway, both you and me, we've both got the apps. We've both got the potential to get the cards as an add-on, but even now we're going, the cards are out of date when you buy them.
Yeah, cards are gone. Yeah, I mean, I still look through the Chaos Codex because I do think the Codex as a book, I suppose it kind of works with like ebooks as well, where I find the book's easier to read sometimes than just going through the app.
True.
Where I can flip between pages quite quickly, rather than the app. I'm like, right, what's the special rule for that? Right, and then next one, and then next one with the Codex. Just turn the page. So it's I don't know.
No, I get it. There's a different format of things. That's it. So Lee says law books sound fun. Maybe need an extra incentive to buy it though, like an exclusive model. I think if you want the law, you're going to buy the book. Honestly, if you're that interested in that area, I think you would probably buy it. But I do get the point if they want to try and sell it to everyone rather than rather than just the people that are interested in that faction, they may have to do something like that. Yes.
It'd be good though, an exclusive model, because the people buying it, there's going to be more hobby driven,
yes,
and competition driven. Because I suppose as well, a lot of these exclusive models are never any different to anything else you'd buy anyway. Like a Space Marine Lieutenant's a Space Marine Lieutenant.
As long as it's relevant to that faction, yes.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. It'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it, otherwise?
Yeah, but then you say
that you should be an Inquisitor.
I think they should do a new Space Marine Lieutenant with every logbook.
No, an Inquisitor. From his perspective, every codex is written.
Right. I think that's probably a good place to wrap up.
Yes, indeed it is. Well done, Tom.
So, well, we've made it past an hour, which is good. So, yeah, extra 6 minutes than usual. Look at us go. We're like professionals or something like that.
Exactly. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We've had a great time. Well, I have, and Tom looks quite happy.
I'm very happy. And there's also a link there for Discord. If you haven't joined us, click that link, get into the waiting room. We'll add you in. You become a member of our lovely Discord group, and you've got a week to do the challenge.
Boom. Just do it. Just do it. It's fine.
Do it.
But anyway,
do it.
I am Dom, and this guy.
I'm still Tom.
We're Blackgate Studios.
We are, and we will see you all next week for challenge week. So take care, everyone. Bye bye.